Thank you, Jeremy. Storytown Radio Show is getting ready for its next edition, which is all about our animal friends.
And here to tell us a bit more about the next edition is Ann Mason. Ann, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, let's dive right into the Storytown Radio Show. So, animal friends, how do you plan to do that?
Well, you know, every month we go out and gather stories around the theme. So we've got some great ones. We're talking to Bright Zoo about all they offer, including their celebrity giraffe. Of course, most of us have pets, so lots of pet stories. You know, getting stories from the Humane Society. So it's going to be really fun because usually, you know, animals do lots of fun, silly things. So getting to share those stories and, you know, what they mean to us and service animals too. So that'll be part of the show in May.
Very fun. And for those who might not be familiar with Storytown Radio Show, tell us a little bit about the format and how that's performed.
Yeah, so we do it every month, fourth Monday of the month as a live radio show. So, you know, the cast reads the stories, we have live sound effects, and it all comes together in this lovely, like, hour and 15-minute show. And we have a musical guest every time. This coming up month, it's the Sweetwater Troubadours, who are a wonderful duo. They do eclectic music, and it's just really harkens back to those 1930s and 40s radio shows. It's a good time.
So for people who plan to come, there is a ticket cost, and obviously you want to get those tickets sooner rather than later. What else do they need to know?
Yeah, so it's $10 for a ticket, and we're going to be doing this month's show at the Visitor Center. Usually we're at the McKinney Center, but we're repainting the McKinney Center, so we're going to be at the Visitor Center this time. It's another great venue. You know, we do have plenty of seats, but do make sure you get your tickets early. And jonesborough.com/tickets is where you go to do that.
Tell me about the creativity that comes through with these shows. You're producing, you know, animal noises using practical effects, stuff like that.
Yeah, so you know we have a sound effects guy, Gary, or the cast does it themselves. We're hoping that we can partner with the Humane Society to do an adoption event for this. We don't have quite all the details worked out, but as soon as we do, we'll be putting it on our social media and all that good stuff. And we think it's a perfect way to, you know, end your 3-day weekend. So, and then of course in June we'll have our stories as a salute to our veterans. But in May we're saluting our animal friends. So.
Well, both of those sound incredible. What did it mean to you all to gather these stories from the community members? Like, I mean, I can imagine Brights has some good ones and the shelters as well.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fun to go out, and it's a great way to get to know the people in your community by going and asking them about what they do and their stories. And like I said, most of us in our lives either have a pet now or have had a pet, and what did, you know, that animal mean to you, and what were some of your best memories, and you know, you get like amazing stories that way.
And of course, you mentioned next month's show with veterans as well. And this keeps going.
It does.
On and on.
Yeah, every fourth Monday of the month through October, and then we have our special holiday show in December. But we have themes for everyone. June will be the salute to our veterans. July we've got epic summer fails. So it's always a really different show full of really different stories. But like I said, it's a great way to get to know your community because the stories come from right here, from people who've lived here their whole life, and then from people who maybe just moved here.
All right, Ann, thank you so much. And here are those details one more time. The next edition of the Storytown Radio Show is happening on May 27th, and the performance is happening at 7 p.m. at the Jonesborough Visitor Center. Tickets for those shows cost $10 and can be purchased at the link right there on your screen. We will be right back.